Hello and welcome once again to the Golfshake.com YouTube channel. Now, the more observant amongst you will notice I'm down here at the short game area, once again here at Howley Hall Golf Club in Leeds. And the reason I'm here is because I've got some new wedges to show you. These are the new Hi Toe 3 wedges from TaylorMade. But before we get into all that and talk about this new wedge, please make sure you hit that subscribe button to see loads more content from all of us here at Golfshake to help you play more and play better. So the Hi Toe 3, as its name suggests, is the third version of this Hi Toe wedge that TaylorMade have released. Now, the previous two have been extremely popular and I don't see this one being any different. So let's have a bit of a look at the wedge itself. We can see it's slightly different in terms of the cosmetics. Personally, I absolutely love this kind of brushed copper finish that these wedges have. I think they look absolutely stunning. Now, it has to be said, I've not been a massive fan of Hi Toe wedges in the past, but there's so many people I teach, so many members here, and so many people that I fit that absolutely love them and swear by them and honestly wouldn't use anything else. So they're made of an 8620 carbon steel, so they're going to feel nice and soft. We've got really aggressive groove pattern in here, so it's a milled face. We've also got ribs between the grooves to really help get spin on those kind of partial shots that we would hit around the greens, maybe those 30-40 yard ones over bunkers, things like that, which we need to try and get plenty of spin and plenty of stop on. So I'm expecting these to be fairly aggressive in terms of the way that they kind of react with the golf ball and hopefully get the ball to stop. Now, the ones I've been sent here are 50 degree, 54 and 58, so I'm going to really put them through their paces, both here doing some shorter shots on the short game area, but also I'm going to go up and hit some longer shots too, because as well as around the greens, we want to be hitting these in from, you know, 100, 120 yards in as well. So they have to perform for all of the types of shots that we're expecting to hit. Now, we've got multiple sole options as well, so we've got a high bounce, mid bounce and low bounce option in all of these lofts from 50 to 60 degrees. So basically the performance has been changed ever so slightly from the previous model in a couple of ways. So we've got this weight pad that's been added here on the high part of the toe. So basically what that's doing is moving the CG of this wedge around and getting it closer to the center of the face. So really, Hi Toe is all about trying to lower the ball flight and control the spin and launch characteristics a little bit of your wedge shots, and having that little bit of weight further up the head there will help that even more. Now, we've also got these little areas here where we've got weight taken out of the sole. Again, that's shoving the weight higher up in the face, helping you control the launch and also help you to control the distances that you're hitting these wedges more often. But that's enough about the tech. Let's hit some shots. I'm also going to show you some pictures of them in the address position as well, because I've taken some pictures of a couple of the different lofts in that address position there, so you can have a bit of a look at what they look like and what I'm seeing here. So in the 50 degree, we don't have the grooves all the way across the face, so we've got a really nice looking, pretty classic looking wedge really, just with that slightly higher toe profile. So this wedge is ever so slightly higher in the toe, 66 mil higher in fact than some of the standard wedges, again moving that CG higher up the face. So the 50 looks like your pretty traditional looking wedge. When we move into the higher loft, so both 54 and 58 like I've got here, we've got full grooves on the face all the way across there, and really giving you that extra stopping power should we not strike it out the middle of the face. And to be honest, when I've used these out of bunkers, and even with my own wedges when I've played those, I tend to miss a few out the toe sometimes, particularly out of a bunker, and hopefully these extra grooves or extra volume of the grooves and width across the face will allow me to still get some control out of bunkers even when I don't hit the area where traditionally we'd have grooves. So like I say, we're going to put them through their paces both around the green here, but also hit some longer shots out here on the range and show you exactly what we think. So having just used the 58 both out the bunker and also greenside chips, we can see with the greenside ones that, for me, I don't know if you can pick this up on the camera, but they came out really low in terms of the flight, and that's certainly what these wedges are designed to do with the high toe design and also the way the CG is positioned slightly higher up. So we're seeing a slightly flatter kind of launch and flatter flight to the wedge shot, but loads of spin. So when you look at it when it hits the green, it really checks up very, very quickly. Then when we get into the bunker, we can see that the balls come out nice and high, they spin fairly quickly and stop quite quickly on the green. Now the feedback I could give you out of the sand is that I really like the wide sole. It's kind of a mid bounce, 10 bounce, this 58 that I've got here, but certainly seemed to go through the sand with relative ease, to be honest. It was very easy to get the ball out. I almost tried to kind of go digging for it a little bit as well on that last one to see whether the sole would get through the sand, and it certainly did. It just went straight through, popped the ball out, and it nearly pitched in the hole. So yeah, I mean, it's a very versatile wedge out the sand, but also great to chip around the greens with because it's got plenty of spin. Having now hit some longer pitch shots with all three of the wedges here, I must say that the 50 particularly, absolutely love the look of that behind the ball. Still love this kind of brushed copper finish. I think it sits and looks awesome behind the golf ball. In terms of the performance, you can see on the traces there, the flights are nice and high. Did I notice any difference between the wedges and that I currently use and these in terms of the height? Not really, no. There were still nice high flights. Plenty of spin. You could see when they were landing, they were spinning quite a lot when I was watching them down the range here, but I really liked the way that they went through the turf, and particularly the 58. When I've hit that, it seems to just glide through the turf really, really easily. Now, sometimes when I hit wedge shots, I don't really hit that steep and take that much of a divot with them, but this one I was taking this really nice divot out the ground there, and certainly the flight was a little bit more uniform than I'm used to with this slightly wider sole and a bit more bounce, so I really, really like that. The 54 was good, the flights were really good, the distances were as I would expect. 54-degree wedge for me is about 105 to 110 on a normal wedge shot, and the ones I was hitting here were pretty much the same. And the 50-degree, again, the gap wedge that I use is 50, anywhere from about 117 to 125 depending on conditions. 125 is kind of a normal yardage with a normal swing with a 50-degree. So and I was getting that when I was hitting them on the range here, but really like the look of them behind the ball, particularly the 50 with the more kind of traditional look to it. But yeah, I think for me the full face groove is something that I just can't kind of get my head around. I would have thought after a couple of rounds of using them I'd be absolutely fine and I probably wouldn't even notice, but because it's so different to what I already use, it just takes a little bit of getting used to. But let us know what you think. If you use these high toe wedges at the moment in their current form, let us know what you found with them. Are they easier to get out of bunkers as I found today? Are they really good for pitching with? Do you get up and down easier with them? Do you find loads more spin? Certainly from testing these, I was very surprised by how much spin I was getting on really short shots around the greens, because my wedges at the moment spin a lot from that distance, but the 58 particularly, it was coming in flat and spun really quickly, almost the sort of chip shots that you see the guys on TV playing with very, very little effort, it has to be said. So let us know what you think. Do you like the look of these? I absolutely love this new finish that they've got on there. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let us know what you think. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Please leave some feedback in the comment section below, and we'll see you all next time for our next video here on Golfshake.com.